What we're going to do here right now, though, is being brought to you by
American Leak Detection and Taco Cabana.
And what we're going to do right now is talk to you about the World Cup.
How do we feel after these last 6 weeks or however long it's been?
I think they should do this every year.
I can't believe the turnaround he's made.
I appreciate his honesty in embracing it, because...
Do you remember how mad he was?
Oh, he could have kept this to him.
I wasn't mad.
Oh, my God. A month ago right now?
You're like, fine, they can watch it, I won't. You got really upset when we were just saying, just give the event a chance. Just not the sport. You don't remember that segment we did? Well,
I don't think I came out and said that I won't watch it. I think I realized I couldn't get away from it.
And that upset you?
That there was, that I had no option here.
But we've gone from
that to actually embracing it and enjoying it and saying you wish it was every year.
That's impressive.
That's very impressive.
So did you watch yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch at home or did you go somewhere?
We were watching at, oh God, I can't think of the name of it. The place down on Greenville next to Doty's.
Oh, the Londoner?
Yeah, the Londoner.
You went down there with Soroy?
Yeah. Yeah, he
texted me at like 1:30 and said, heading to the Londoner to watch the game. Like, probably not going to leave the couch today.
So not only did he watch the final game, which included Germany and Argentina, he went to a sports bar to watch it. Was there a good crowd?
Yeah. Place was full.
Do you have a rooting interest?
I did.
Were you pulling for Germany?
No, I was for the superior Teuton, yes.
Like it. Good job, Mike.
I pulled for Argentina for really no reason at all. Probably just because my wife was pulling for Germany. And
you like to be opposite of her?
Yeah. I mean, it's no fun. It makes sex more interesting.
Did you guys
I don't know. We didn't do it.
Do it before extra time?
We haven't quite done it yet to hash out our differences, but I thought I'm so glad that goal was scored.
They didn't
have to go to PKs. Oh, no.
And
I didn't want PKs either.
What a beautiful goal that was.
It really was. It was a great way to end the World Cup, what most say is the best in recent memory, at least. And, we're still new to it because it's not that long ago that this thing wasn't televised at all in this country. We're talking about, Danny, when you and I are in high school, we had no concept of this thing, really.
Yeah.
I knew it was around, but I didn't know. And that's,
How long have they been doing it?
Since 1930.
Okay.
So I think they may have skipped it a couple during the war, but, you're looking at the 20th World Cup. And that's nothing, because it's every 4 years. Is that right? 20? 20 times 4 is 80? That's right. And they skipped one because of the war. That's amazing. We only had 20. And there's only been a handful of teams that have won it, too.
Right.
Which makes it that much more special.
And Germany took their 4th yesterday, right?
Yeah. So they've won they've won 20% of these things. Brazil's won the other majority of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Aren't they a 4-star team, too?
Have they won 4 as well? I think so. That's 4 or 5.
There's one other 4-star team.
It's Brazil.
And then there's isn't there one with 3, too? Or was that Germany?
Well, Germany had 3, yeah. Brazil had won the most, I guess, before yesterday.
Well, I came away from this with a new appreciation for the game, for the event, and you want to drag me into this next time. I'm all in.
It is, look, as we said a month ago, I don't want to drag anyone in acting like that I'm this big soccer guy because I'm not.
Brazil's won 5.
Okay, so they still are the leader in the clubhouse. Now, that's half the World Cups have been won by those two teams, essentially.
Brazil 5, Germany 4, Italy 4, Argentina 2, Uruguay 2, France 1, England 1, Spain 1. That's it.
But I didn't want to, act like I was this big soccer guy. I'm a big fan of this event. I have been now since it was played here. And it took that for me to really get into it back in 94. And I became such a fan because I wasn't watching a lot of outdoor soccer. I watched the Dallas Tornado when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I'd come over here to whatever the Owenby and watch the Kyle Rote Jr. play and Bobby Moffett and those guys. And I played soccer all growing up, but I never was a guy who would watch it from a professional standpoint. But I love the World Cup, and it's such a neat event, and it's done so well. And if you're a fan of like the NCAA basketball tournament, It's not that dissimilar to it, except it's a different sport. And if you did watch it and for the first time, you got engaged like you did, more power to you.
I enjoyed quite a few of the quirky things about it, the, oddities of it, such as the ceremony of both teams coming out of the same tunnel, led
With
by
kids.
the referee, who picks up the ball from the stand and everything.
Right.
And there seems to be a whole lot of congeniality in the game, too. Like those guys all know each other and everything.
Well, a lot of them play in the same league, maybe the same team.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they're very familiar with one another. There's a lot of animosity there, too. It's not like they're all just real chummy.
I'm sure it's not buddy-buddy, but
they respect each other.
Yeah, there's, can you imagine the Super Bowl if they did it that way? Where both teams came out of the
No, here
same
comes
tunnel?
Richard Sherman out there. No, I can't. I can't imagine that.
Or even the NBA Finals, if they did it that way, somebody would be packing.
Yeah.
Packing?
Someone gets shot on the walkout. But it was that goal, the goal by Goetze, Super Mario Goetze, that was a beautiful goal from a sub, too. That guy came in the 88th minute.
That's the best part about this to me is that's his moment. That's the greatest moment of his life.
22 years old. Can you imagine? He will forever be known as the guy who won the World Cup for Germany.
Yeah.
Off not a fluky goal or a penalty kick either.
I mean, there should have been a man on him.
Oh,
he
yeah,
had no
but still.
business being that free.
He had to trap that off his chest and then one-time it.
And one-timed it.
That's
and
impossible.
At the perfect angle, too.
And you saw Leo Messi yesterday, who had some brilliant moments and ended up winning the MVP of the tournament, if you will. What's it called? The Golden Boot.
Man of the match.
Yeah, man of the match. But he's getting ridiculed today for not doing enough. And he had one.
I'm kind of right there with him. Was he really that great?
He had one golden opportunity that he blew. But other than that, look, he's the best player in the world. And so you got to keep your eye on him pretty closely. And that is the best team in the world in Germany. And so they're going to do everything they can to keep that guy intact.
Look, they had 4 guys on him a lot of times. It was really interesting to see how many people they would put on Messi. Yeah,
and he is incredible. And there are a couple of the runs he made and the way that he can control the ball, the way that he dribbles and can keep it with an inch from him at all times, but the ball's going all different directions. It's amazing to watch him play.
Didn't you think that he got that free kick right at the end of extra time, and I thought, he's going to do something here.
Well, I thought just because the World Cup was so good that it was going to end like that Messi was going to score and then they go to PKs. And I heard the announcer say that was selfish of him. Look, I don't think so. He wanted that on his foot to end it one way or the other.
Such a near impossible goal that only
totally
he can do, and he's still only going to make it 1 out of 20 times.
And he shanked it.
Wouldn't his team want it on his foot, too?
I would say, yeah, every one of those guys would probably say the same thing. Take it. And he had a couple of really pretty balls, too, assists that probably should have been converted, and he had plenty of guys on his team that didn't play very well, and they both had opportunities. That header by Germany in the first half that clanged off the post.
Yes.
Dude, that was a gimme goal. No one marked that guy. He came flying in, and that was not a hard header to make. And then before that, you had the Argentine who blew a one-on-one with the keeper and missed the whole goal by a mile. And then they had the same guy was offsides. He didn't hold his line long enough.
And he did not need to do that at all.
No, he didn't. He was a yard and a half offsides and he didn't need to be. And that guy could have been the hero. And he's probably feeling pretty bad today. It was awesome. That was so much fun. What a great way. What a great fill too. And you don't think it would have been this way for you? You would have been this into it if the Rangers hadn't have been going through their mess? You think you still would have embraced it?
Yeah, I think I would have. Like I say, I enjoyed the event. I enjoyed the broadcast. I enjoyed listening to all of those guys who did the games. I enjoyed watching the coaches, that crazy Argentine coach who stood down there on the sidelines by himself in his dark suit and just flailed away at everybody down there.
Well, what about the crazy German coach? It looks like an odd European.
Yes, with the Beatle haircut.
Yeah, he looks like a European Dr. Oz.
He does. So weird looking.
And all those great players out there. I have immense regard for Mueller and Schweini.
Yeah, Schweini.
Schweini took one to the cheek, man.
Yeah, he
Schweini
did.
was on the ground 90% of that game.
That's what Ian Dart kept saying, is I've never seen a guy on the pitch more than Schweini.
He got murdered out there. But you had Klose, the all-time leading goal scorer.
Yes.
You know, in World Cup history, you had arguably the best player in the world and Messi playing. And, you know, if he would have somehow pulled off that goal at the end or another goal, you're talking about a guy being regarded as the greatest player ever. He still needs that World Cup title to be that, probably.
How old is he?
He may not get it. I think he's 30, maybe. Not really sure. I mean, young enough to where he'll be back.
Yeah.
For another one, I think.
Messi's 27.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's got at least another one in him.
Yeah, he could pull 2 off, but it was awesome. It was a lot of fun to watch, and you know, you had tons of celebrities at that game yesterday, and you know, we weren't even here for the semifinal games, the Brazil route. Holy crap!
Yeah.
What
about
a flurry!
that?
I mean,
what a flurry!
That was the equivalent. I'm not sure we even know what the equivalent is in another sport.
The NFL,
of being
that's
up
the
7-0.
equivalent being down 63-0 at half.
Someone brought up the 77-0 game.
Mm-hmm.
The OU
I was thinking more like 13-2 after the third inning.
Yeah. You know what that is in baseball? I really think that is a 21-0 game or a 30-0 game. In football, I don't even think the 77-0 game. You can't even. It's got to be in the hundreds what they did to Brazil.
Didn't the Rangers win 30-3 once?
Yes, and they won 26-7 once against. I think both against Baltimore.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. It was just incredible. And what a give up. What a lay down by Brazil. Brazil gets outscored 10-1 in the last 2 games. That's more goals than they had given up in 2 games that they had given up in 17 prior games. If you can imagine that. 17 games it took for them to score, the opposition to score 10.
Boy, and
that happened in 2 games, and they quit.
Zero interest in the third place game, did they?
Well, I think that they wanted to go out there and at least prove to their fans in the home country
see it. Did
that
they play a bunch of subs?
No, they didn't. No, dude.
Really? I didn't watch it.
No, I mean the Netherlands went out there and scored in the first minute, basically again. So it was an incredible tournament. Very well done, all the way around.
All right, here's what I need now. I need for somebody to tell me whenever there's a match coming up that I should watch.
Well, we're going to be out at FC Dallas on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we are?
Yes.
You going to go?
Our show.
I think you're all set up, right?
Well, in the game on Saturday, though?
Yeah, there's a game Saturday.
Yeah, so they're not playing on Friday.
But Peter and those guys said they've got you hooked up if you want to go.
Yeah, we need to make a trek out there.
I told you I got my ticket for Rome and Real Madrid.
I know, but we're going to be in California.
That's the 29th, I believe.
Yeah, so we'll be out there for Cowboys.
Here's a little nugget for Mike. So I was online yesterday during halftime, kind of checking my player profiles for West Brom, getting ready for the next season.
Okay.
And so I was doing a little reading.
For what?
Don't worry about it. I was doing a little reading on the FA Cup, the one that they play in England.
Right.
It's their big tournament. In their rounds, when they have a tie, you know what they do? What? You think they go to extra time and penalty kicks? No. They play the match again.
Really?
They replay it.
So they started over?
No,
the next day or a couple days later?
A couple of days. You'll go to the team's field that wasn't the home team at the day of at the time of the tie, then they'll replay it, and if there's a tie at the end of that replay, then they go to extra time and penalty kicks. They used to, until the 90s, Michael, just replay it until somebody won, until it went 7 games of replays. And then they finally
That's
said,
like the World Series.
Isn't that crazy, though? A replay.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. If they did that in the World Cup, this year especially, this thing would last 6 months.
It would. Every one of them would, I think.
And you know what? I'd have no problem with it.
Have you seen
I'd be on board.
the Getza shot of him with public
Yes.
bone
Yes.
in his bathing suit? He's wearing one of those stupid European bikinis, and he's got full bone. With some hottie next to him. It's absolutely...
All right, easy here.
What?
God.
I'm not.
I don't know if you can even say that.
I'm being nice.
You talk about me.
I'm being
not
nice.
saying anything about you.
You know what, too? The Musers did this morning. They were out at FC Dallas, and I mentioned this to Bob and Dan because they were talking about penalty kicks. I want to see how hard it is to take penalty kicks off a real professional goalie. Like, they were out there kind of D'ing around with someone who I don't think even plays, just a guy that worked for FC Dallas. I wish FC Dallas would trot out one of their keepers to see if we could score a penalty kick against him.
It'd be so much fun.
Yes, a real keeper. So FC Dallas, get that going.
All right, community quick hits are coming up.
All right, let's talk about the polar vortex, which is here.
Broadcasting live from the AutoNation.com mothership at Victory Park. This is The Ticket. KTCK AM Dallas Fort Worth. KTCK FM Flower Mound. A Cumulus station.